Hey, this is Lacey, your Las Vegas gal. I am kind of getting positioned here in my office at Realty One Group. I am jumping on today to give you some tips for those of you who are planning to move to Vegas, or even those of you who might have moved here recently or even in the past few years. There's a lot of misconceptions about Las Vegas. Let me move my camera so you can see. It's Vegas, baby, because that's how I roll. So I wanted to just talk about a few things just as it relates to moving to. Okay, I think I'm having connection issues, but I think I'm back now. So let's start over. So I want to give you some tips, and it's a really strong community. We have a lot of really awesome people here, a lot of very eclectic, different types of people who start families here, small business owners, large business owners, millionaires, athletes, celebrities. It's kind of a mixed bag. But what I love about this city is that it's so diverse. It became very apparent to me that you kind of had to be responsible for building your own community within Vegas. And I think that's still a little bit true for a couple of reasons. So when you live in Las Vegas, you have to realize that your neighbor might work graveyard shift. He might work midnight to 8 a.m. while you may work a 9 to 5, Monday through Friday kind of job. So it's really hard to have an inherent community or like an automatically close connection to your neighbors in your community if everybody's working these crazy hours and nobody ever sees each other. So you have to kind of take the responsibility when you move to Las Vegas to build your own community. You can build that around things that you're interested in. There's a lot of opportunities to build a community here, but you have to take responsibility for it. I've seen over the years so many people get frustrated with Las Vegas because they came from like a smaller town in the Midwest or on the East Coast, and they were used to being really close friends with their neighbors and knowing everything about everybody's business around them, or even just being able to walk down the street and wave hi to people and know everybody. It's just not like that here. It can be that way. You just have to build it out. Inspirada is one of them. It's a master plan community where I feel like everybody knows everybody. It's small in nature. I don't know why I have this pen. It's small in nature. Community events. So there's shared pools, shared parks, things like that in these beautiful homes that are all around in the same area. But community managers do every 2 weeks or twice a month. I think they do a farmer's market. They do music events in the summer. They have all kinds of cool stuff for kids and families. And it's really an encouraging thing to help them build that community. That's really the first time I've seen that locally here in Vegas. Otherwise, I just always tell people when you're moving here, be prepared to not have any friends right off the bat, and be prepared to force yourself to get out of your comfort zone and go and meet people and get to know people throughout the city and find your. I'm gonna keep going. The other thing I want to talk about are areas of town. So Vegas, if you look at the map of Las Vegas on Google or whatever, Vegas has a tendency to have these little sub-neighborhoods named like Paradise, Spring Valley, like all these little areas in town, Whitney, that people actually think are like cities. They're not cities, they're just areas of town. And I don't honestly know enough about how those are named or why. I think it was like master plan communities that were set up. So when people reach out to me saying, hey, I want to move to Las Vegas, I want to live in the Spring Valley area, I want to live in Spring Valley, I want to live in Paradise, I want to live in Whitney, I'm like, those aren't cities, it's all Las Vegas. You need to discuss like kind of what you're looking for in your lifestyle so I can help you find the best home and the best area for you and for your family. So when you reach out to me, hopefully you will, if you're coming to Vegas and you want to help buying a house, let me guide you in terms of the areas that you're looking for that will fit your personality and your lifestyle, because looking online for reviews about Spring Valley or Paradise so there are plenty of areas in town. There are neighborhoods that you could consider and could also look up. Summerlin is a master plan community. There's the west side of town. There's Henderson, which is multiple communities within one. There's Green Valley, which is kind of an area, one of the first really master plan communities that I kind of grew up in and around, which is awesome. But that's not all of Henderson. Henderson is not just Green Valley. There's Anthem, there's Southern Highlands, there's Inspirada, there's Aliante. I mean, these are all kinds of areas in town that are, parts of the town that you might want to, so we'll see how long I go live. Some other stuff I want to talk about is the weather. So I know everybody thinks Vegas is hot and oh yikes, Vegas is hot. How can you stand the heat? Yes, Vegas is hot. Vegas is usually hot about May through September. And by hot, I mean it's a dry heat, meaning you kind of feel like you're cooking when you're walking around outside. Hey chicken, thanks for joining me live. And for those of you who aren't joining me live, thanks for rewatching. It sort of feels like you are a cooking in an oven like you're a turkey on Thanksgiving Day. But the difference is, and so many people who move here from the East Coast and the South who are used to the humidity, is they say they will take our heat over that heat any day because it doesn't take your breath away. The heat just feels like you're sizzling in the sun, and you just have to do the right thing to protect yourself by putting on sunscreen and all the other things and precautions. I think too that people need to understand is in Vegas in the summer, people do two things. They either go out in the morning and go out in the evening and stay inside all day where it's AC, or they will do all their outside activities that can happen, and in the evening it actually cools off really nicely for the most part. So don't be afraid of the heat. The heat is not going to kill you. If you're concerned about the heat, I would recommend coming to visit Vegas in a June or July or higher day, drinking by the pool, because you're going to wake up sick the next day or even that day and not think this is for you. That's not how Vegas works. People who live in Vegas know how to AC, and they know that it's a super important thing to stay hydrated, wear your sunscreen, and choose when you are going to expose yourself to the heat. So that's my tips on the weather. Some other stuff you should know is, and I always joke with people who come and visit me and they say, oh, how many miles is that? Is that north or west or south or east? And I always say, oh, silly you. You don't live in Vegas. In Vegas, when you live here, nothing is, it's 20 miles north or 20 miles west. It's 15 minutes this way and 15 minutes that way, or it's 15 minutes west or 15 minutes south. Nothing in Vegas is about miles, because really this city is so compact and small. People think it's much larger than it is when they look online, look at the map. I'm not kidding you. You can go from the first point of one side of town to Mount Charleston, which would be the furthest point of the other side of town, in 45 minutes. Edge to edge, this town is about 40 to 45 minutes completely open. So a lot of people assume, you know, I need to live near the Strip because, or I don't want to live near the Strip. I hate to break it to you, but the Strip divides our city in half. The Strip is kind of our compass, believe it or not. When you can see the stratosphere on your right, you know you are probably to the south of the stratosphere. When you can see the stratosphere to your left, you're probably on the west side of the Strip. So a lot of people move here and they use that as their compass, and it's really cool, and I love it. I love that it's like a built-in compass for us to know which direction you're going. The other thing too is I always tell people, nothing, for the most part, when you move here and choose where you're gonna live, nothing you're gonna wanna do is gonna be more than 5, 10, or 15 minutes away. At max, 20, and that's if you're going from Henderson to Summerlin to go visit the new mall or something that went up. So Vegas is really super easy to get around. We have freeways that circle the whole city, and one or two that go right through the middle. So a lot of people come here with so many misconceptions of, you know, I don't want to live too close to the Strip, or I need to be close to the airport. I'm like, honey, everything is close to the Strip and everything is close to the airport. The furthest away you can get from the Strip at this moment in time is like Centennial Hills or Mount Charleston in one direction, and in the other direction it would be Boulder City, which is another city at the very, very south part of southeast part of Las Vegas. So I hope that helps a little bit. Don't think in miles, think in minutes. That's what I always tell people. And honestly, don't worry about north, south, east, or west. It's about the areas that are going to serve your family and your lifestyle to the best of their ability. So the cool thing too is Summerlin and Henderson have almost the same exact amenities. Southwest part of town is building up their amenities, but it is located in a place where you can go 10 minutes to one direction or 10 minutes in the other direction and either be in Henderson or Summerlin. So it's really awesome the way this city has been built out as these subdivisions that allow people to kind of stay within a 5 or 10 mile, 5 mile radius even around their house and really enjoy everything that they would want to get out of living there. So I love that part about Vegas. There's always, I'm looking at my notes here, there's always stuff to do in Las Vegas. And a lot of people assume that because they're like, oh yeah, of course, you have the Strip. No. Yes, there's always stuff to do on the Strip, of course. We're a 24-hour city. But what I love about Las Vegas is that we have taken what's great about the Strip and pulled it into our miniature communities around town and created opportunities for people to really kind of own their area. There's pubs, there's bars, there's libraries, there's parks, there's amazing little places all around town, including downtown Las Vegas, where a lot of us locals hang out, that have activities that the tourists don't even know about, events that the tourists don't even know about, tastings, plays, theater stuff, music stuff that tourists have no idea about. There is so much to do in this city. Every day, you know, I'm always on Instagram and Facebook. I was going to start sharing all the events this weekend, and I got worn out trying to figure out how to keep up with all the events going on every weekend in Las Vegas. So I'd highly recommend looking at Facebook of Downtown Summerlin, which is a new mall, outdoor mall downtown. Not downtown, but downtown Summerlin in the area over there has amazing music and big shopping events. Henderson has the district and town square. Town square is in the middle of Las Vegas. Every area of town has really, really awesome events that you can take advantage of. My favorite, and where I spend a lot of my time when I'm not working, is downtown Las Vegas. Downtown Las Vegas has a subsection that the tourists don't even touch half the time, that's really focused on locals, creating and building kind of a new maker, small business, kind of entrepreneurial-minded community downtown that really gives you an opportunity to create relationships and communities with people who you wouldn't have maybe met, because we're meeting in the center of town and everybody lives kind of all over the other areas of town. So I love downtown Vegas. So if you ever come to Vegas, I'm gonna be hooting and hollering today just to kind of munch on and think about. I know someone just asked me in the comment, what do I think of Summerlin? I think Summerlin's great. There's really not one area of town, and creating content is to help you learn how to live your best Las Vegas life. So today's video is all about trying to get you prepared when you're making the move here. You need to know coming in, yes, it gets hot, but it also gets really cold for us. Yes, it rains. Yes, it snows. Yes, we have normal weather here. It's just the heat that everybody focuses on because, well, it's the desert and it's pretty dang hot. We have a beautiful community of people, but do not expecting you need to be prepared to build that community on your own. I don't know if this video, because I had some issues with my Wi-Fi, if it's going to be one long video, so I'm hoping that it stays up and that I'm able to keep it. But the reality is there's beautiful areas of town that are going to fit every lifestyle. The community is a beautiful thing, but you've got to force yourself to get out of your box and really go in there and find the people, find your people that live here in Vegas. The weather is hot, sorry, it is, but we also have all the other weather styles that you could imagine. Driving is not hard, everything is close, everything is easy to get to at this point in time until we get really bad traffic, but we're not there yet. And there's always stuff to do off the strip. So I hope this was helpful to you. If you are thinking about moving to Vegas, I've included a link down below. I'm gonna do that again. I've included a link down below in the description. You can click that link and fill out a form. It'll give me your information and we can set up a call and talk about your move and anything I can do to help you. If you're looking to buy a house, of course, that's what I do for a living. I'd be happy to help you do that. If you're not, I'm still happy to give you advice on moving to Vegas as much as I can. Otherwise, I hope you have a beautiful day, and I'm gonna see what happens when I finish recording this video to see if I can even post it. So take care. This is Lacey, your Las Vegas gal with Realty One Group here in Las Vegas.